Okay, this is just a quick video to help people understand some things. I'm a Christian, and I really hope Christians will pay attention to this, but I also hope everybody will pay attention to this. There is so much going on in this country, horrible things, and people ask the question, well, where is God's judgment? The horrible things that are going on in this country, that is God's judgment. The reason the homosexuals and transvestites are so loud and pushing their ways so hard, well, we just want equality. We want to be treated like everybody else. That's not what they want. They want us, who are Christians, to be shut up and done away with. And that is not how you have open dialogue. Now, as a Christian, I love all people. And I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. But I will not let anybody silence me. But this is what they're doing because it's God's judgment. We have democratic socialists being voted in to our country, into political positions. And people say, where is God's judgment? Where is his justice? This is God's judgment. This is God's justice. Our country is slowly falling because we are failing as Christians. Second Chronicles is very clear. It says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, forgive their sins, and heal their land. However, that normally doesn't happen until it's too late. Take a look at Israel in the Bible. We're given that picture so we can learn from it, because this is exactly what's happening in America. The same thing that happened in Israel. We are a rebellious people, and God has judged us. The transvestites, the homosexuals, everything that's going on. Listen. I have friends who are homosexuals, and they know exactly where I stand. But for the homosexuals and transvestites and all that, I don't use Bible verses to try to convince them of anything, because they don't believe the Bible. If they believed the Bible, their life would be different. Here's what I use. Homosexuality is the idea of death. Now, death is not a normal way to think. We want to promote life. Why do I say it's the idea of death? What if everything, I'm talking everything, turned homosexual tomorrow? And I know people say, oh, well, that would never happen. Regardless, what if it did happen? What would be the outcome? Death. Everything would die. Death. That's not the normal way of life. Secondly, if it's just an alternate lifestyle and it's okay, why do they push the medications that you see on television so much to try to keep them from getting a certain disease? And they say, I know, it's not a homosexual disease. It is. Just look at the commercials. This is God's judgment on this country. We are being judged. God has found us wanting, and this is the outcome. God builds countries up, and God tears countries down. And for those of you who are saying, no, these things that are happening, it's because of the devil, not because of God. Who controls the devil? Read the book of Job again. The devil cannot do anything without God's permission. God and the devil are not in a war. So that's what some preachers want to make you think. The devil is a defeated foe. He was defeated by Christ at the cross. The devil is at war with us, believers. And he goes around like a roaring lion, seeking who he can kill, crush, and destroy. That's the devil's business. And that's why this country is falling. Democratic socialists being voted into political offices. People walking around with no pride for this country. God's judgment. It's God's judgment. We need to wake up in this country. And for those Christians who say, no, everything that's happening, it's because this is what's written about in the book of Revelation. Horrible, horrible Bible eschatology, horrible Bible hermeneutics. Jesus is not coming tomorrow. I'll bet anybody money. Oh, I know Christians can't bet. Guess what? I'll bet you money. Put a date on it and I'll bet you. Because it's not happening. Not that Jesus can't come tomorrow. He's Jesus. He can do whatever he wants. But as far as understanding it from a biblical viewpoint, that's craziness. I'll go into more of that when I do another video. Hope this helps in the meantime. God bless. Have a great day. Talk to you later.